After McDonald's found success with the Happy Meal in 1979, it didn't take long for their competitors to try to catch up. In this series, we're taking a look at Wendy's and the different kids' meals and promotions that they've done over the years. This video is going to be covering the 1990s. If you want to check out the last video I made, which covered the 80s at Wendy's, that's available over on the channel. And if you want to make sure to get notifications when the 2000s and 2010s videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. If you have any fond memories of the toys we talk about as we go through these today, make sure to let me know about those in the comments below. I love hearing about people's experiences with the toys that we talk about here in these videos. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the toys that were at Wendy's in the 1990s. We start off with some toys that are listed as happening from January 1st until March 25th in 1990 that actually have already shown up in our last video of the Alien mix-ups. There's a little bit of a discrepancy on like when these actually came out. Maybe they were at the end of 1989 and moved into 1990. I looked into it best I could, but we'll put them here as well, just because there's a little bit of conflict in there. Next up, running from March 26th until May 6th, we have the fast food racers. It seems like every fast food place has a version of these toys. Wendy's at least has some unique food items that get featured in this kids meal set. We've got the burger, we've got the fries, we've got the kids meal itself, but then there's also the salad, a baked potato, and of course the Frosty. Yogi Bear and Friends was up next from May 7th until July 1st. There were 6 different toys in this set. You could get Yogi, Boo Boo, Cindy Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Snagglepuss, and Ranger Smith. Now the Jetsons were featured back in 1989, but they come back again here in 1990 from July 2nd until August 12th. This set is going to be tied into Jetsons the movie. Of course, there are the normal Jetsons characters you can get, like George, Judy, Elroy, and Astro. There are also 2 characters that were exclusive to the movie. We had Fergie, the little blue guy, and then Squeep, the guy who kind of looks like an Ewok. The alien species that he is called a Grungy. The Micro Machines Super Sky Carrier set that ran from August 13th until September 23rd was pretty awesome. It had 6 different toys that could combine into one big set, which is always fun. Then from September 24th running through November 4th, we'd have another Halloween promotion. The Fingles would be back, letting kids be able to have more finger puppets made out of Play-Doh. Then from November 5th until December 30th, the cartoon version of the old sitcom Alf Tales, would be featured in the kids' meals. There were 6 different Alf figurines that tied into different fairy tales. Then barely connecting 1990 to 1991, running from December 31st until April 14th of the next year, we had a set of toys called the Saurus Sports Balls. Each one of these balls would have a dinosaur on it that was playing the sport that was associated with the given ball. And I do just want to point out how uncreative the names were for each of these dinosaurs. We had Basketballosaurus, Soccerosaurus, Baseballosaurus, Footballosaurus. I feel like the decisions in naming those, they happened on a Friday and somebody was just trying to get out of the office to start their weekend early. Now Wendy's is going to have some super 90s, just neon outdoor sports kind of things. And this is going to be where we kick that off, running from April 15th until June 2nd with a collection of neon pocket packs. And then kicking off the summer, running from June 3rd until July 28th, Wendy's would have a series of toys called the Summer Fun Sun Gear. They're things like a beach bag, bicycle cap, the sky saucer, and what they called solar wraps. Next up, from July 29th until September 15th, you could get a Speed Rider, which was a pen that looked like a car, given different colors. September 16th until November 3rd, each one of the Wendy's kids meals would come with one Silly Sipper. This would be a set of novelty joke lips. They came with a straw. There's a mustache one, a pig, a dog, some kissy lips, and then one that had its tongue sticking out. Wacky Wind-Ups would be next up in the Wendy's kids meal. That would run from November 4th until December 29th. Again, these would be tying in with the different food items you could get at Wendy's with the burger, the fries, the potato, the Frosty, and then a gift, which I guess if you're going off of the Wendy's menu might be filled with chili, but I can't say for sure on that one. Again, we're going to connect years with a little bit of overlap from December 30th, 1991 until February 23rd, 1992, with a set of toys called Wendy's Wild Games. In here, there would be like a little hacky sack, some different puzzle games, and a basketball hoop that you could hang on a door. Running from February 24th, 1992 until April 12th, there were the speed bumpers in the kids' meals. There were 5 total toys you could collect in here. With these, you would pull them back and let them go, but if they ran into a wall, instead of just stopping, they would bounce off the wall and start going backwards. Running from April 13th until June 7th, you could get what they called a Tricky Tints toy, in your Wendy's kids meal. These would be different things that would change color or tint in sunlight. They had a few different things, including a visor, an iron-on patch, and a set of shoelaces. Continuing with toys that are meant to keep you outside, from June 8th until July 26th, you could get a Gear Up kids meal. This would be different bike accessories like a pouch that you could put on the front of your bike, a water bottle, a little vanity license plate, a reflective wristband, and tassels for your handlebars. Then July 27th until September 2nd, there would be another set of car pins. This time they would be called the Rocket Riders. Then running from September 21st until November 8th to kind of celebrate back to school, there was a promotion called Too Cool for School. In here there were different kinds of school supplies, like a hamburger notepad, a frosty eraser, what they call the Fry's Hot Numbers book, which is just an address book, a green pickle pen, a plastic pencil case, and a set of food-themed stencils. And then finishing out the year, going from November 9th, 1992 until January 3rd, 1993, you could get Dino games. In here there was a Go Fish Dino card game, a little game where you could fit the dinosaurs into the puzzle, a couple different marble games, and then this weird pterodactyl game where you're trying to get the eggs into the nest. We're going to see some toys in the future that are essentially just these same toys but being rebranded, so keep your eyes out for those as they come up. January 4th until February 21st would have another set of fun straws. These ones called the Fun Sips. There are a number of different straws you could find here. Glasses ones that were two straws twisted together, as well as a few other designs. February 22nd until April 11th, Wendy's put out a kids meal promotion called UFO, Unbelievably Fun Objects. These were space-based toys that would include facts about different things related to space. In here there was a Saturn that was orange and soft, a yellow comet ball, a gray satellite, which was covered in suction cups so it could stick to different things, a white moon glow ball, which would of course glow in the dark, an inflatable of the entire galaxy, and then a blue nylon ball that looked like a planet, maybe like Neptune. Running April 12th until June 6th, there would be the Kids Meal Arts promotion. In here you could get a water paint set, a Wendy's truck that was aimed for kids that were under 3, a hamburger puzzle, a frosty pin and marker set, a tray of 3 crayons that were shaped like different Wendy's food items, and then the little fry container that was full of chalk. Then from June 7th until July 25th, there was Kids for Parks, which was sponsored by the National Parks and Conservation Association. There were 5 different things you could get in here, including a water bottle, a fanny pack, a compass, a journal to keep notes in, and an orange magnifying glass. We would have more fun writing pens available in the Wendy's Kids Meals running from July 26th until September 19th. This set would be called the Weird Writers, and each of these pens would look like different monsters or dinosaurs or just like creepy mutants. The toy over on the right, the weird bird with 4 eyes, was meant to be for the little kids so that they wouldn't choke on something. Glow in the dark would be the theme of the toys you could get in the Wendy's Kids Meals running from September 20th until November 7th. There are a couple different things in here, including a suction cup toy that was the monster with the big mouth and a bunch of eyeballs, a set of play glasses that could glow in the dark, a little finger puppet that would have a boy on one side and a girl on the other side, but they're like connected by the back of their heads, and then a pullback head racer. Going from November 8th, 1993 until January 2nd, 1994, there were a set of toys called Endangered Animal Games. This is where we're going to see some of those rebranded toys from the dinosaur promotion earlier. We've got another Go Fish. This vulture toy is like that pterodactyl. The marble games are also very similar. There is, however, a puzzle that you can get in here, just like a normal puzzle. But there was also this unique 4-piece purple elephant puzzle. 1997, running from January 3rd until February 13th, we're going to have more straws. Seems like this is how they wanted to start off 93 and 94. These ones were called drinking tubes. Again, not much to report here, just kind of some weird novelty straws. As a parent, the first thing I think about is having to clean these things if your kids don't actually, rinse them out. February 14th until April 3rd, you had these cyber cycles. At first, these just kind of look like futuristic motorcycles, but they're also kind of animal themed. There's like a dragon on the green one, an eagle on that gold one. The blue one is like a shark. And as I look at the purple one, though, I'm not exactly sure what animal it's supposed to be. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Then from April 4th until May 29th, they had a series of 3D comic books. Each one of them was based off a literary classic. We had Robin Hood, King Arthur, Call of the Wild, Treasure Island, and Swiss Family Robinson. Summer of 1994, we get started on May 30th and run through July 24th with the Sun Patrol toys. In here, there were different sand molds. There's a shovel, little fish that could squirt water, a hat, and a comb. Keeping with the theme of starting school with novelty pins running from July 25th until September 18th, there was the Write and Sniff pins. And when I first saw these, I figured, oh, they'll be just fruit flavored, but that's not true at all. These are all very odd smelling pins. There was a firefighter that smelled like smoke, a cowboy that smelled like leather, a hiker that smelled like pine, a baseball player that smelled like grass, and most normally a beauty pageant winner that smelled like roses. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego would show up in the Wendy's Kids Meals from September 19th until November 13th. She would come with a bunch of different spy objects like a ruler that was also a periscope, a magnifying glass that's also a pin, as well as a bag, and a book that was also binoculars, and then the fake passport notebook. Connecting 1994 to 1995, running from November 14th until January 1st, there was the Good Sports promotion. This would feature kind of simplified versions of the different games, those being basketball, baseball, golf, bowling, hockey, and football. Running January 2nd, 1995 until February 5th, the promotion was called Make Room. In here you could get a yellow door hanger, an orange picture frame, a pink message pad holder and pencil, a poster calendar, and also a yellow secret safe. Going February 6th until March 19th, Techno Tows, a series of tow trucks, is what you could get in your Wendy's Kids Meals. They all have their own little gimmicks, and honestly, pretty fun looking. From March 20th until May 7th, there was another series of 3D comics based off classic books. This year you could get 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Gulliver's Travels, The Time Machine, Peter Pan, and The Elephant's Child. There are more bike accessories available from May 8th until June 25th, this time with the theme being bike tracks. In here, there was a toy meant for toddlers, which was this crazy trike guy that came in a number of different colors. But there was also a bike reflector, a bike pouch, a water bottle, helmet stickers, and a bike sign. June 26th until August 6th of 1995 gives us maybe my least favorite promotion that's in this entire video, and that is the Ball Players. This is a series of toys where there is a person that is like in the shape of the sport they were playing. I don't like it at all. There's a tennis player, a baseball player, a basketball player, and a football player in the main set. The kickball, which was less unsettling, was approved for all ages, not just children over the age of 3. And then running August 7th until September 24th, you wouldn't believe it, another set of novelty pins, these ones called the Animal Inks. There's a giraffe, a dog, a gorilla, an octopus, and either a crocodile or maybe a T-Rex, I'm not sure. September 25th until November 12th, there was a series called Surprise. With these ones, I'm not sure I actually found every one of the toys that was included in the promotion, but I found these 3 here. They're all kind of tied in with eggs and dinosaurs. If you know of anything that was also included in here, please let me know. I'd be happy to see some of those. The final promotion of 1995 is going to go from November 13th until December 31st, and that is a set of monster trucks called the Mega Wheels. January 1st, 1996, going until February 11th, there were the Laser Knights in the Wendy's Kids Meals. In here, you could get one of 10 metallic future-based knights. Some of the knights were in chariots. Some of them were riding on dragons. These are very cool. I think these ones are a lot of fun. Next up, going from February 12th until March 24th, there's a set of toys based off of Felix the Cat in the Wendy's Kids Meals. In here, there was a plush Felix, an animator storyboard, which kind of gave instructions on how to do animation, an Ask Felix spinner, a set of Felix Pogs, a Felix motion wheel, and a set of 3 different Felix stencils. We got another set of 3D books running from March 25th until May 5th. This time, though, they weren't based off of old literature. Instead, they just had kind of vague themes that they were talking about, including nature, fun facts, extreme sports, wild rides, and adventure. Carmen Sandiego would be back from May 6th until June 16th. Very similar types of toys, things that look like one thing, but they're actually something else. A gum pack that's a compass, an apple that's a spy decoder, flashlight that's actually a telescope, things like that. I love the name of the promotion that ran from June 17th until July 8th. It's just Shark. In here, there was a set of 2 different colorful beach toys. There's a wallet, a water squirter, and then a water bottle that was shaped like an oxygen tank. Way to Go was the name of the promotion that ran from July 29th until September 8th. In here, there was a travel match game, a water canteen, a set of postcards, an identification bracelet, a travelogue with some stickers, and a yellow and black belt pouch. Wishbone from the old PBS series would be featured in the Wendy's Kids Meals Next Up, running from September 9th until October 20th. If you're unfamiliar with Wishbone, he would kind of do retellings of, again, classical literature, everything from Romeo and Juliet to the Red Badge of Courage to the Odyssey. In here there were sticker books, pins that came with dog toppers, and even a little Wishbone in his drill car on his way to the center of the earth. Going from October 21st until November 24th, there were a set of different cars that could do wacky things called the cartoons. Some of them would stretch, some could split in half. Nothing that we haven't seen Kids Meal toys do before. November 25th until December 29th, robot games would be coming to the Wendy's Kids Meals, and these would be another set of toys that would look oddly familiar when you look at all these toys back to back to back to back. Very similar to those endangered animals, which were similar to those dinosaurs. We got a card game. We have marble mazes, all fun stuff, but not too creative. Going from December 30th, 1996 until February 9th, 1997, they had what was called the Club Cave. These would be prehistoric themed toys. I would say dinosaurs, except for there are woolly mammoths and also saber-toothed tigers involved. There were also colorful fossil rocks, a lady going down a dinosaur like a slide, and a game that you could wear on your wrist. February 10th until March 23rd, there was another set of Felix the Cat toys. In here, there was another stuffed Felix. There's a 3D mini poster, Felix in a little ball, a Felix trophy, Felix the Cat shoelaces, and a Felix catch game. We'd have another weird set of motorcycles running from March 24th until May 4th. This time they were called Sonic Cycles. These ones are futuristic, just like the last set, but also had ties to animals. We have like the gold one that's like a horse. The blue one's like a dolphin. The green one has spider theming with spiders and webs on it. The red one is kind of more fiery. And again, not sure on that silver one, but let me know in the comments if you know what it's all about. Running from May 5th until June 15th, there was a series of toys based off of the cartoon Bruno the Kid, which was created by Bruce Willis. Bruno was kind of an alter ego for Bruce Willis. He had a music career, which also used the name Bruno. The album was called Return of Bruno. These toys here are kind of spy themed, again, like those Carmen Sandiego ones, where it looks like one thing, but it's actually something else. Sunscreen that actually shoots water, a car that's actually binoculars. The little pencil, though, I actually remember having this one. It's a decoder, which lets you be able to write secret messages. Going from June 16th until July 27th, we would have another set of bike accessories. This time, the set would be called a Cycle On. In here, there was, again, a vanity license plate, stickers for your helmets, a water bottle, a bike bag, a reflector, which I think I might have also had. And then for the little kids, a little bicyclist that could squirt water. And then years before, Zaboomafoo or Wild Kratts, Kratts Creatures, featured the Kratts brothers, and it was featured in the Wendy's Kids Meal, running from July 28th until September 7th. There were different animal-themed collector cards, a green elephant puzzle, this orange crazy-looking monkey, a Jeep, a Swiss Army knife, and then some type of periscope. Next up, from September 8th until October 19th, the American Youth Soccer Organization teamed up with the Wendy's Kids Meal to get a set of toys in here. There were two different packages of soccer cards, a water bottle, an inflatable ball, and a couple other games as well. October 20th until November 23rd, the Cartoon Network show Dexter's Laboratory would be featured. There were a number of different toys, including a squeaking button for the little kids, a silly straw, a robot claw, a spark maker, a pen with a special stand, and something that they called Dexter's Lab Creation. That's the red and yellow thing. If you had it, please let me know in the comments. Happy to hear what that toy was all about. Another nostalgic cartoon would be featured next in the Wendy's Kids Meals, running from November 24th of 1997 until January 4th of 1998, and that is Pinky and the Brain. There were a number of different toys in here, including my favorite, Brain's head, that when you opened it up was actually a little playset kind of similar to a Polly Pocket or Mighty Max. PBS would team up again with Wendy's Kids Meals, running from January 5th, 1998 until February 8th, with a set of toys tied in with adventures from the Book of Virtues. In here there was Aristotle's Maze, Plato's Change Purse, which was the buffalo, the Open Book Viewer, a 27-piece puzzle, a Book of Virtues coloring poster, and then a little book that you could actually take in the bath with you. From February 9th until March 22nd, I'm actually a little lost as to what should be going here. One place lists The Sound of Music, but I can find nothing else that ties it into here. The only reason I could think it would even be featured is that they were doing a new revival of it on Broadway at the time. But again, I couldn't find anything about it. Also couldn't find anything that was in the same kind of date range. So if you, again, know anything about this, please let me know In April of 1988, there were a set of toys called the NHL Kids. There was a hockey goalie game, a hockey puck racer that you could pull back and let it go, a hockey wallet, stand-up hockey players, a sticker set, and then for kids under 3, the NHL truck. Going from May until June of 1998, there was a set of toys tied in with the movie Quest for Camelot. We got a Go Fish game, as well as a couple figures that tie in with characters from the movie. I especially like the balancing bird. These kind of toys I always thought were super cool. Going June 22nd until August 2nd of that same year, there was the Beach Planet playset. There's some toys that could squirt water, some toys that were suction cups, some inflatable toys that were beach balls and alien shaped. Overall, a pretty fun summer theme. Snoopy shows up here as he does in almost every single video that I put out, running from August 3rd until September 13th. I do remember having one of these toys. It was the big Snoopy head. There's always at least somebody in the comments letting me know how much they love Snoopy, and so here you go. Here's a big one for you. Going September 14th until October 25th, Scooby-Doo would be in the Wendy's Kids Meals, promoting the new movie Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. In here there was a suit of armor that had different characters' faces shown, a Scooby-Doo hiding in a tree trunk, a little marble maze, and a flip book. The Animaniacs are next in the Wendy's Kids Meals, running from October 26th until November 29th. There were 5 toys included in the theme, each one featuring at least one of the different Warner siblings. And then for the little kids, there was the red car, which looks suspiciously like a purple car that we saw just a little while ago in the Cartoons promotion. And then finishing out 1998, running from November 30th until the end of the year, there were toys tied in with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the movie. Now, this is not the claymation movie. This is an animated movie that came out in 1998. That's why you might not recognize any of these characters outside of Rudolph himself. Starting in January and going into February of 1999, there were the snowboard toys in the Wendy's Kids Meals. There was a wallet, some figurines, a launcher, and stickers that you could put on your snowboard, or if you didn't have a snowboard, on really anything. The TV show Bobby's World would be featured next in the Wendy's Kids Meals, running for the rest of February and into March. And here there were a number of different things: a puzzle, Bobby on a recliner, and a robot, and a memory game. The Tiny Toons were in the Kids Meals over at Wendy's, running from March until May of 1999. And here you can get a Dizzy Devil toy, a Plucky that would float, a Hampton squirter, a 3D picture frame, an Ask Babs fortune teller, and some Babs and Buster Bunny hanging toys, which were kind of like the barrel full of monkeys. Continuing on in May and running through June, Cartoon Network put out the Wacky Racers. Here there were cars that tied in with Droopy Dog, Tom and Jerry, Yogi Bear, and the Jetsons. Cartoon Network would be back the next month, running from June until July. This time, though, with everybody's favorite wannabe ladies' man, Johnny Bravo. And here there were a number of different toys, including some sunglasses, a wallet, the little weightlifting one where you'd kind of spin around, and a bowling game. The Muppets would show up at Wendy's in the Kids Meals, running from July until August to promote their new movie Muppets from Space. The toys included in this promotion included Kermit the Frog, a little Gonzo sparking toy, one of those fun little Echo microphones, a 3-piece puzzle of Gonzo's head, an activity book, and a Muppets from Space bus. The TV show Erie, Indiana, The Other Dimension was featured in the Kids Meals, running from September until October. In here there were things like door hangers, pins, little bouncing eyeballs, and puzzles. Continuing on in October, there were a set of toys that went along with the redesign of the board game Clue. There were some puzzles, some name tags that tied in with characters, little versions of the board game itself. If I was a kid and I got these, I don't know if I'd like them that much, but looking at them now as an adult and a fan of Clue, I think these ones are actually pretty fun. And then finishing out our decade, Snoopy is back once again, this time with the Snoopy 2000 promotion. There are a number of different toys in here, including a light-up calendar, a photo album, a backpack clip, and even a time capsule to celebrate the year 2000. Thank you so much for stopping by and taking a look at these toys that were at Wendy's in the 1990s. If you want to make sure and check out that 2000s video when it comes out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I look forward to checking out the comments that you left below. Thanks again for being here today. I look forward to seeing you in that next video. Till then, you take care.